Alright, here it is, my $50, well, I got it for 50 bucks. It's a $50 Sawyer Canoe. I'm not sure what kind it was. I was told it was a Sawyer Cruiser. I don't know if they made one this big. This thing's like 17 feet 10 inches long. It's pretty big. I just put the first coat of Interlux Bright Side, or whatever kind of paint this is. Black. I went with gloss black because I like gloss black. Bright Side polyurethane paint. It's the first coat. Second coat will go on tomorrow, and then I'll do a third coat. This thing was all scratched up and gouged. I did some fiberglass repair work right here. It's got skid plates on it. Don't know who put them on, but I had big gashes right here that were obviously from somebody beaching it. And what you want to do in that situation is get some fiberglass cloth and cut a piece that's maybe an inch longer on either side than the hole. You get rid of all the crap, you sand it all down. I used 36 grit and then 80 grit. Once I got to 80 grit, I cut a piece of nice cloth which ran this length right down to here. And I used polyester resin and fiberglass cloth, that stuff right there on the ground. And let me tell you, I've used epoxy resin, and epoxy resin is definitely better. But polyester resin, no problems at all with the adhesion. Beautiful. If you sand it down right, you prep it right, clean it, you lay your polyester resin all along this. I did about out to here with the resin itself. Then I laid the glass in, pressed it in, wear gloves, latex gloves, that way you can press the fiberglass in and wet it out nice. Then go over that first sheet with more polyester resin, and then lay a second sheet which is larger than the first one, about this big. And then I wet over the top of that, made sure it was all nice and wet, walked away, didn't touch it for 2 hours before I started sanding. And I sanded the whole canoe down with 36 grit and a power sander. Then I went to 80, then I went to 150, and then I went to 220 before I put the first coat of this on there. It still got scratches in it, but I got a lot. It was pretty rough, and now it's actually very nice. And we'll see what happens. The inside, I didn't have any of these braces that go across. I had one, but it was all out of whack. So what I did is I made my own, and those will all get. I used composite screw through the outside in the original location where the original ones were, original length, and those will get laid up with some polyester resin soaked into the wood, and they'll get glassed on either side, and that will get painted once it's all fiberglassed. And these, same thing. These will all get glassed over. It's a split piece of wood that's all composite screwed together, screwed into the outside, and that's going to get all fiberglassed in all along the bottom, over the top, over the whole thing, and then that will be nice. Got some nice tractor seats that were in there. They're filthy, but it's okay. The interior looks good. Can't go wrong with 50 bucks, and it's a Sawyer. So hopefully it'll be nice when I'm all done. We'll see what happens. Another nice thing about that paint, the Interlux, the Bright Side top coat paint, is that you don't need primer with bare fiberglass. It sticks to it like glue. I mean, this stuff is really good paint. I'd recommend it. It's a little pricey. It's like 30 bucks for a quart, but so far I think I can do the whole canoe with 1 quart, 3 coats, and do a pretty good job. It rolls. It's a little tough with the roller. I tried it with the big roller. I'm not going to do it like that though. I'm going to use a brush and go by hand, foam brush, try to foam roller. And I'm also going to I'm going to wet sand this, polish it out, see what it looks like as an experiment to see if I can really get a shine out of it. It shines good now, but I'd like to see a reflection come off it too. Smoother the better when it's going in the water.